So, we're back. Your girl, Jody, the provocative one, freak hostess, for another episode of Skinamax. And I'm still trying to figure out how I want to like label this because it's like, you know, it's Skinamax with provocative and precious, I guess. But it's still under the provocative umbrella. So y'all gonna hear bits and pieces on provocative, but if you want the full episodes, you have to be a Patreon subscriber. So, yeah, we back with another episode, and I'm excited about this episode. It's funny. It's a funny episode. I've been through this situation. But I'm ready to get into it. I'm ready to talk about it. So today we're talking about Knocked Up, y'all. Knocked Up. First of all, funny ass fucking movie.
Hilarious fucking
movie. Hilarious. Fucking hilarious, right? I love Seth Rogen. I damn near love everything he's in. It's a lot of dope ass actors in this movie. But let's talk about the plot. So the plot is, well, you go ahead. You give the plot.
I feel like the plot was basically, I always look at movies for like what's called the hero's journey. You know what I'm saying? Where somebody starts and where they're going. So it was being, I think the main character's name was Seth Rogen, and this space of him growing up. You know what I'm saying? And finding himself in a situation where I ain't gonna stunt. And this is just me personally. I'm not a parent. Still team fuck them kids. I feel like anytime sex ends in unexpected pregnancy, it was done wrong. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like
that is
hilarious. I feel like if motherfuckers is not happy about this child that we're bringing into the world afterwards, it's like, damn, what's this? And I'm gonna ask you and answering your question, like you said, the plot being this guy finding his way through, you know, unexpected parenthood. At least that's what I picked up. And so, I don't know, you being a parent, is that a theme and or a thing in a space where it's like, do you regret the sex after having an unexpected child? Or is the sex still like, damn, that was some good ass sex. I'm happy I had this baby. Like, how does that work?
That's an interesting question. I will say this. I know exactly how I got pregnant.
Facts.
I know exactly what I did.
You say to get pregnant.
To get pregnant. I feel like I would have been upset if it was like some weak ass, 2-minute ass,
what I'm saying. Yeah,
barely really fucked for real.
Facts. That's what I'm saying.
However, knowing all of the freaky, kinky, nasty shit I did, I earned my kid.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I respect that.
Out of all of those sexual experiences, I know why that one got me pregnant. I see why that one made sense. I would have been so blue if it was just some regular boring ass missionary. I wasn't even gonna call the motherfucker like ever again type shit. Like, those were not my experiences. I'm like, yo, I know exactly how we got here. And so that's definitely a different type of experience. What was interesting was that, of course, they didn't know each other. Right. So they literally met, they go to the bar, they got drunk and had sex, which a lot of people have drunk sex. Not you, because you don't drink.
Yeah,
so that's
this
amazing.
Was a very interesting,
but it was very much supposed to be a one-night stand.
Facts.
Now, I've never been pregnant off a one-night stand.
Facts.
Now, if I was pregnant off a one-night stand, I probably would have got an abortion. But in my situation where I had a one-night stand, it was very much like, all right, cool. You know, he had a condom, so I didn't have to worry about that. That's another thing. She was like, just do it. And the nigga said, okay, and threw the condom. That's insane. That was fucking insane. And we'll get to that part.
Yes, it's so much, yeah.
I don't know, like, I feel like it was a lot of things that were clearly done wrong.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just the fact she got pregnant. It was the fact that she said, just do it. And this nigga threw the condom. I think they, at the end of the day, both of them got to share the blame because it still takes two to get pregnant.
Yes.
But that was insane.
Check me out. As a nigga, right? And I don't know.
Have you ever thought like that? Have you ever been in a situation? Because here's the thing. I've never told a nigga not to put on a condom. I've never. It's never anything in my head that was like, you don't gotta wear a condom or take the condom off. I've never said those things to a motherfucker. If a motherfucker put like, all right, cool, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't know if I got all my fucking screws in my head. What if I decide to keep the baby?
Check me out. So I'm gonna try to speak calmly on this. First and foremost, as the young man that I am today, I am learning it is a lot of women out here, and they'll flex, they'll flotch. They're taking raw dick. Straight like that.
Agreed.
And preferencing raw dick. Like on some...
I don't have a preference, but I do take raw dick. I'm not going to say that I don't take raw dick.
Facts.
But I don't prefer. Like, I'm not one of those girls where it's like, no, I don't like condoms. I'm not one of those girls. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And also, I'm not... Yeah, like, first of all, if I wouldn't fuck you raw, I just wouldn't fuck you
Facts.
at all.
And check me out. So I believe that part. Like, and I think that the part that was hilarious, like you said, was the pressure that was put on my mans. Cause I think for him, they was drunk, like you said, and he was still in awe
that she even wanted.
Yeah.
He was like, damn, she really finna fuck me?
Yeah.
He was nervous.
So he like, oh, fuck. And so when she's like, just do it already, the nigga's like, okay. Fuck is she talking about? Like, and I think that I've been in that situation before. And not necessarily I was nervous. Condoms be aggravating sometimes. Like, real, and I'm sure a nigga done probably told you before, them bitches are dry out. Them bitches are like they'll fuck around and fuck you hard up, like throw you off. Mm-hmm. So when you back there trying to get it together and the motherfucker throw out there, just do it. It's like, all right, fuck it. Nike, I'm in this bitch. Check. Fuck is you talking about? And so I couldn't be mad at him too much, but I feel like that's some shit that
I'm mad
for a
at
nigga
both
like
of them.
me, and that's what I was about to say.
I'm mad at both of them.
After I did something like that, I communicated like, "Hey, yo," but I also
this nigga
didn't
ain't had
shoot
no
the
phone
club
though.
Up. Facts.
He said you gotta email me. He asked for her number, and she said, "Here's my card." So it was clearly a lot of shit done wrong. But let me tell you why I'm mad at both of them.
Okay.
There was no head. Ain't nobody get down on their knees. It wasn't no pussy eating. It wasn't no sucking dick. I feel like if she would have sucked his dick first, she could have took the condom and put it on.
If she would have sucked that man's dick first, they would have not had sex. Fuck she talking about? I feel like he was too already excited, gassed up.
But he said he was like, I'm doubling my record. Exactly. This is amazing. Exactly. And then she was like, just shut up. The whole talking during sex shit. Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. If you don't know what to say, just don't say shit. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Like, you don't have to say nothing. This motherfucker was like over fucking like, oh my God, this feels so good. This is amazing. Like, but the way what you said, that shit was funny as shit. And we wouldn't have finished fucking. I would have never got pregnant because we wouldn't have finished fucking. I was like, nah, we can stop. Like, no, I'm just not feeling this. Like, because coochie would have dried right up. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I feel like, though, that also came from, like you said, the two different backgrounds that they came from. He seemed like a real goofy, kind of like childlike, immature nigga, you know what I'm saying, type person, whereas she seemed more together. But I ain't gonna stunt. I feel like her little ass was
she was not as together as they made it seem when she was juxtaposed to him.
Yeah, I feel like
he had roommates.
Yeah.
She lived with her sister and her husband. Neither one of you, both of y'all were chasing a dream. Facts. She's aspiring, she's chasing this dream of being an anchor, of being a journalist. She doing her thing that way. He's chasing his dream of being an entrepreneur, fucking flesh of the stars. Yeah. They're just chasing things in two different ways, right? You just like, oh no, I'm not gonna smoke weed and I'm gonna do it this way. Only difference between him is that he was getting high and she wasn't. Because okay, they show like, oh, his bank statements or whatever. You don't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got no money. Because even still, when she got the promotion, motherfucking, what was the husband name?
I'm not.
Ben,
no, his name was Ben.
No, his name was Ben, and his name was, what the fuck was his name? Now. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Tell me when you get it. But he was like, oh, so now you can move out. And she's like, let's not get ahead of ourselves type shit. And here's the thing, we're not finna sit here and act like living in California is not expensive.
Facts.
It's expensive as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had his roommates, he had his own fucking room. You just in the beach house of your sister fucking house type shit. You in the, like, neither one of y'all are living on your own. Neither one of y'all are financially stable to live on your own, right? Now, of course, there's a little bit more fire on him because he's a man. Right. And men's ability to provide is directly correlated to the amount of money that they make. Men's value is directly tied to that, right? Your value is, as a woman, is tied to your ability to procreate, right? It's his ability to make money, yours to make babies type shit, which is fucked up.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's the world we live in. Yeah. That's just what it is.
His name was Pete.
Yeah, Pete. Yes, Pete.
My nigga Pete.
Right? So Pete says like, oh, are you ready to move out type shit? And she was like, oh, let's not get ahead of ourselves type shit. Because guess what? At the end of the day, and then even when she got pregnant, what did, what was the sister name? Debbie. So Pete and what?
Debbie.
Pete and Debbie says to Pete, we gonna help her take care of the baby. Cause she know my sister we have breakfast together every fucking morning as a family. My sister lives with us type shit. But there was so much emphasis on the fact that he didn't live with, at least he lived with his fucking friends.
Facts.
Like, living with your older sister is too close to living with your mama.
I can see that.
It's damn near the exact same. And think about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she go and she hop in the bed with her sister and they eating ice cream, shit like that. Your sister takes care of you. Your sister and her husband, Pete, takes care of you type shit. Like, you live with them.
You say she was a real holier than thou ass bitch.
Yeah, and then she was like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, he proposed to me but didn't have a ring type shit. But again, women aren't expected to have the same level of financial stability as men. We say that all the time, like, oh, men don't want you for your money type shit. They're not looked at, especially not in the white community. This 50-50 shit is some black people shit. That's some black people shit, right? That's not even a question in any other place, because they know that the more often than not, women stay at home with the fucking kids. They do all the errands. They do the run around. Even if they do work, men are paying the bills. That is their culture. That is what it is. So, let's get into the do we think they had any? No, like, let's talk about the main characters, right? We got Ben. We got I can't fucking remember her name.
Allison.
Yes, Allison. Ben, Allison, Debbie, Pete. And then we got the fucking all of his damn roommates. Yeah, it was like, dude, let's just say the homies. The homies plus Jody. Because Jody was fucking around with one homie. Yeah. And then, so the homies plus Jody. All right, cool. Now, the only people that we actually see have sex is Ben and Allison. Right? They have sex twice in the movie. When she gets pregnant and then after she gets pregnant.
That's so crazy.
And then we know that at least the roommates are having sex with different people because they got women in and out the house type shit. Right? How old do we think they are? Maybe mid-20s?
Yeah.
I feel like they're like mid-20s because they definitely went to college. So this is post-college. Everybody has went to college. This is post-college. But they're not that old to where this is like, damn, nigga, go get a real job for real. And these are white people, so let me not say nigga.
Yeah.
But damn, bro, dude.
What's about dude? Oh man, dude, you've been unemployed so long. The fuck? For sure.
It's not to the point where we like, oh yeah, no. But we do know Pete and Debbie are in their late 30s. We know that. So it's given.
But I feel like that would bring being Allison, that would bring I'm giving them early 30s, late 20s. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's insane, kind of.
I'm definitely giving them like, I say 28, 31. Like that's where I would go in that age space. Except though, cause it's weird, cause I feel like of they homies, Ben and then his other homie that they met Allison and Debbie with at the beginning of the club and shit, I feel like they was the oldest of their group. And then the rest of them seem like shorties a little bit, like probably they be in their early 20s, but that's just,
I don't think nobody was in their early 20s. That's what I'm saying. Maybe mid to late 20s. Cause you don't have to have everything figured out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. By the time you hit 30. But it was very much, but she kept saying like, you're still young. Yeah. Which gave like, damn, maybe it's like a 10-year age gap between them type shit. Like that's what it kind of felt like. Cause I don't know how long it takes to like, you know, make it in the TV world type shit. But maybe it was like, you know what I'm saying? It was probably just, maybe she graduated college, 22, 23. I'll give her that. And she's doing her thing for a couple years and she gets a promotion like maybe 20, that's what I'm saying. Like gotta be like 26, 27-ish. Like I feel like that was the age. Right. And I feel like he was probably around that age too. Right. They was definitely old enough to get in the fucking club.
Easy.
Yeah. Did the plot engage you?
Yes. I feel like the plot was definitely engaging because like I said, from the first off, because it was funny. They was just doing funny shit. But I feel like when she found out she was pregnant and she called my boy and they met up, he thought it was time for round 2 and shit.
That shit was funny.
She say, I'm pregnant. He tell her ass with what?
That was funny as hell because when the doctor, I swear to God, now this movie came out in motherfucking 2007.
Yep.
When I found out I was pregnant, I went to the clinic and they was like, yeah, you pregnant. I dead ass looked at them and said, with what? I dead ass looked at the ladies like, excuse me? But that shit was funny. That shit was funny because it really is an actual reaction. And it could be that reaction for either one of them.
And let's backtrack though a little bit. And I'm going to ask you this. Do women know the difference between condom and raw dick?
If it's wet, you can't really tell. Like if I'm super wet, I can't really tell. And that's what some women can. Me, I would have had to have like, you know what I'm saying? Especially like she's intoxicated too. She's drunk, right? So all you feel is something going inside you, which may not, you know what I'm saying? Again, people assume like, oh, like your pussy don't instantly drop just because a condom is there. Facts. Now at that point, it's like, condoms all right,
be drying shit out. Fucking hate condoms.
And I'm not. Condoms, what I'm saying is, I remember when I said this on fucking Freaky Friday, and Terry was like, "Oh, look at me, I got condom pussy." But I do, like, I still have good thing. I still have good wet pussy with the condom. Now, of course, a motherfucker is still gonna want that without the condom,
but
it won't take away from the experience with me. But I like from what I've heard, there are women out here that don't have condom pussy. Like, it's like, no, you got good pussy and I can't use a condom with you if I want to enjoy it. That's what I've heard. That's a fact. I don't have a dick. So I
can vouch for that. I definitely believe there is a such thing and a difference between the two. Like, so not all women, especially now. And again, I'm going to blame it on the condom too. I feel like sometimes.
The type of condom?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Whatever lubricants they may use and however you may have stored the condom, it'll fuck around. I feel like sometimes them bitches absorb moisture more so than anything. So it's like, but when you do got that motherfucker that's, damn, this motherfucker good shit. With condom, without condom, damn. Anyways, I digress.
Yo ass funny as hell.
Digress. And the only reason I asked that is because one of my homegirls always said, and I feel like that shit resonated with me in a space where it's like when the awkward call that a woman has to make to a man.
That shit is so fucking and being awkward.
Like, yeah, I'm pregnant. And for that nigga to be like, how? It's like, well, nigga, you knew you came in me. Pause. before I did even. Because like you just said, a lot of times women may not even feel the difference. But even in that though, coming in you has to feel.
Yeah, sometimes, but again, if you moving, you know what I'm saying? Fuck. Like if I'm doing like this, right? I'm moving. I have to be damn near still to feel the throbbing kind of like feeling sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Especially if like shit, like I said, I'm wet as shit down here. So you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you don't fucking feel it, right? Now, of course, if motherfucker come in my throat, I feel that.
Easy.
I can feel that. Like easy. I feel it literally shooting in the back of my shit. Like that's a different feeling. But on the inside, like
okay,
it might get a little hard.
A lot hard. But yeah, that's I guess that was just interesting to me in a space of like, again, having to make that call.
Yeah.
Like and knowing like, damn, we from two different spaces, but I like the way that you just put shit into perspective in a space where like, bitch, you really not that much better than him.
Yeah.
And then it's trying to be painted type shit.
Yeah. Like y'all, the only difference is that you a woman and he a man. So what he's doing is not society doesn't accept what he's doing as much because both of y'all are still chasing a dream. And that's why I did fuck with the fact that she actually, you know what I'm saying, outside of like the socially constructed parts of her being like, how you gonna take care of us? She was very much like trying to support his dream. Like when they was watching movies together and shit, she was like, boob, look, her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she was fucking with it or whatever. And she was doing her part to, you know, support him. But of course she got fucking super hormonal, which happens. And that was, you know, that became another thing. But here's the thing, outside of a pregnancy, you can experience hormonal changes when it comes to sex because semen has things in it. It has serotonin in it, oxytocin, it has melatonin, it has things that will literally alter how you respond to him. Same thing with women. Like if you have sex with somebody and then you experience like damn, nah, like this my bitch now. Like men experience that, right? It's called vasopressin. So that hormone can be released, right? Everybody's body and DNA and genetic makeup is different. So you might experience varying levels of it. But those are things that happen outside of pregnancy. That can just easily happen, just period. So when people say like, oh, women are like this, we're like, no, both. Because again, you're releasing endorphins when you're having sex. You're happy. You're genuinely happy. Nobody has sex and be like, got an attitude now. Like you don't have an attitude after sex.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
You
shouldn't.
Like if you were able to actually have an attitude after an orgasm, please come find me. Come find me, and I would love to have a conversation with you on the podcast because you are different, very different from all of the rest of the fucking world, right?
Doing it wrong.
But yeah, I personally think everybody was pretty fucking vanilla. I don't think nobody had kinks. The only person that might have had kinks was the tall dude, his friend. I feel like I could see him as being kinky. I could see him as being kinky. The one that asked Pete, like, "Are you Debbie's husband?" Yeah, and then he slammed the fucking door in his face. I could see him being kind of kinky. He was butt ass naked in there, but he wasn't with a bitch. Like he wasn't with a female. He wasn't with a woman, right? He just lay in a bed butt ass naked. Yeah. Typically people that's like, all right, cool, I'm gonna wash up, get right in the bed naked. They typically are exhibitionists. they like to be seen type shit. Cause you don't care if a motherfucker peep through your fucking window and see dick or asshole or anything, right? Like you just, typically those people I feel like are exhibitionists. So I could see him being a little on the kinky side. Especially just, I don't know, like he just gives me kink. He gives me a very kinky vibe.
Facts. Yeah, I feel like they didn't really.
Everybody else I feel like was a vanilla. I feel like they was vanilla as fuck. Like I said, it wasn't no head. Wasn't nobody giving head. It was just like, all right, cool. Like when we saw motherfucking Allison and Ben have sex when she was pregnant, they did 4 positions. And granted, it's not too many positions you can do when you pregnant because you are uncomfortable and when you in your head, like that could easily make your pussy get dry anyway. So it's like, I get it. But also like,
wouldn't even let my boy fuck her doggy.
Yeah, but even when they was having sex the first time, what did he do? He just got on top of her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't say, come here. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't get on top instantly. It was just like, he got on top of her and it was very missionary. Yeah. And I know motherfucking Pete and Debbie, they having missionary sex.
Talk about a kink. I feel like she gives like dominatrix. Like, I feel like in the right setting.
I'm not mad at that.
If she was to like direct all, because she's obviously a very passionate character in a space where everything was just getting on her nerves.
Overly
you know what I'm saying?
emotional. That shit was crazy.
You know
she was bipolar as hell.
Yeah, I think that was probably because, like we did say, they had a spinoff movie. That was probably them trying to
hormonal shit, aging.
What's the thing that ladies?
This is 40. Menopause.
Yeah.
Premenopause.
Yeah,
shit.
So it was like, I feel like she gave a lot of that, but I feel like given the right setting, she'd give like, oh yeah, I'm telling this nigga what to do and I'm stepping on balls and shit. Like,
right, facts. Do you think that the quality of the sex scene kind of matched the overall like movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like it was pretty, because we only saw 2 sex scenes, so it didn't seem like over the top sexual. It was more so like, this is what happens when you have sex. Like that's what it was. It kind of felt like this is the type of shit that you should actually be pushing in high schools to teenagers to prevent them from getting pregnant type shit, because it was still very like, it was very family friendly. Like, I'm pretty sure it's R-rated, but I think that's only because of the sex scene and the fact that they smoking weed up in there. I don't think it really gives, like, if you remove that part, it's PG as fuck. Yeah. Outside of like some raunchy like comedy a little bit like here and there, and them cursing. Yeah,
because even in that, I feel like the sex matched perfectly with the movie in a space where it's like you say. So the first scene being them getting drunk, going back to the crib. Obviously, like you say, I've never had that experience, but I do feel like the looseness and the release of inhibitions, you know what I'm saying? They showed us who those characters were up until the point that they met one another, and it was a space where you saw who they were and how they had sex. When he threw that condom to the side, it was, you saw him not necessarily giving up, but up until that point, his character had showed like, shit, I'll go with the flow. Fuck it. Like, gee, I don't really have to be I don't have to talk about switch or talk about, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to take charge of this situation because she said, let's do it. So I'm gonna do it. Fuck is you talking about? So I feel like in that space, it all aligned. And then in that second scene, the stresses, like you said, and I'll ask, pregnant sex, what's that like? Have you had it? Do you do it? Like, I've heard good things about pregnant
I've
pussy.
had it, but I wasn't impressed.
Facts.
I've had it, but I wasn't impressed with the performance. So I'm pretty sure it's probably different from a man, a man, being receiving pregnant pussy. As opposed to me.
I want to fuck somebody's baby mama, not mine, because I don't want one yet. But 6 months, 7. If you're out there,
it's crazy because and it's like when I was pregnant, I couldn't masturbate.
Because you couldn't reach it, or
it was hard.
Didn't have the urge. Facts. Okay.
It was harder.
But were you horny though?
A little bit, but then it was like, now I feel fat. Like, I feel that's what it is. That's, and then I gotta masturbate on my stomach to enjoy it. Okay. I'm a doggy style masturbator. So for me, I have to be like, for me to be in that position, I'm like, this is not comfortable. So then I get frustrated.
So it's like,
I damn near would have had to have somebody use a toy on me while I'm pregnant. Like that would have been enjoyable. Like that would have had to have happened. But and I didn't start back fucking until I want to say 6 months postpartum, 6-7 months. It took a while. And I stopped fucking like halfway through. Actually, oh my God, I just fucking lied.
Oh.
Well, I was like 4.5, 5 months pregnant. And then I didn't have sex again after that.
But I feel like you didn't even really start showing until like
I showed
6.
Exactly. Like I was showing a little bit. So it wasn't uncomfortable for me. It felt good. I was horny as shit. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure. So actually I did enjoy that, and I'm pretty sure he enjoyed that too. But I didn't have sex again after that because my stomach wasn't that big. It was obvious, like I was literally just starting the show, but it wasn't that big to where it's like people knew. So yeah.
Damn. So that goes into it, huh? Like y'all get pregnant and then it's like this whole self-identity thing about damn. And that's fucked up because like even in that part where I feel like she was so, oh my God, I am disgusted with myself. I know you're looking up at my 2 chins. And I feel like I ain't gonna stunt. As a man, and I can only, again, I'm only speak for myself, like, bitch, once we land here naked, we is equals. Fuck is you talking about? Facts. We is here.
He ain't got no banging ass fucking body. Like, what are we talking about here?
I know that as fucked up as it may. And this is, I think, the crassness that women don't like, but I feel like should probably learn to appreciate in me. I knew your fat ass was fat when you took them clothes off.
Here's the thing. I didn't need you to take your clothes off to look at your chins, G. Like, what are we talking about?
I knew what was going on prior to. And so the fact that even up until that point, I feel like he was the one that was still impressed the entire time with her. Like, he was still attracted to her. And I feel like that's important, obviously. And you know what I'm saying? Any type of intercourse, any type of sexual engagement, like, bitch, you the one that's looking at yourself like ew and all that different type of shit. I'm here to serve dick. Where shall I serve it?
I agree. What do you think were like the sexual themes explored throughout the movie type shit? Because I definitely see this is everything that happened or could possibly happen with the unplanned pregnancy, right? Because the whole movie is about an unplanned pregnancy. It's called Knocked Up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally, the point is that they had a one-night stand. She got pregnant. They tried to make some shit work after the pregnancy. It could have went a totally different way where they didn't even try to make shit work. But if that would have happened, I don't think it would have been an all-white cast.
For sure.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Which is fucked up to say. Yeah. But also, I'm not being Delulu right now.
Yeah, we know our truths.
Yeah, like that just is what it is. So we definitely get the unplanned pregnancy thing. What else do we see in terms of like sexual themes? Maybe the body image shit, like the insecurity part, because like even when, and I'm thinking about like when he said like, oh, you know, like you're way hotter than I am type shit.
When they first took their clothes off and shit.
It's like you're way hotter than I am. So that's body image, and you know, like how you perceive your body, how you think others perceive your body. We also see the way in which they sexually express in terms of him saying like, oh, I just doubled my record time, and him feeling insecure about his performance type shit.
Yeah. Go
ahead.
No, I was just going to say, as far as themes, I think the biggest one, and I think it doesn't resonate often in sex, is the basic communication of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, understanding the conversation, like understanding that, okay, bet, even in a space where it's like, just do it. In that space, you're drunk, right? So
and that's like crazy because 55% of communication is nonverbal, 30-some% is tone, and the rest is what the fuck you say. So about 10% of what the fuck you actually say actually fucking matters. So you damn near gotta like be overly specific, be overly intentional with your tonality, and then be like, your body language should have been just hand the condom over and I'll do it type shit. Or do you need help? I don't fucking know. But that was insane.
Yeah, and I feel like though that was the highlight of it, because what he say when she said I'm pregnant, and his excuse was, bitch, I thought you was on the pill. None of those conversations were had though. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't.
None of that shit was, because what she say, she's like, what the
fuck? Was the assumptions. He was like, I thought you had like or the patch or the dental dam. She's like, what the fuck is a dental dam? Yeah. Which is hilarious because people do not be eating pussy with dental dams. Yeah, they don't. Like, I don't.
Why would I do that?
I don't. I've never ate pussy with a dental dam. Yeah, and I've never had my pussy ate with a dental dam.
I'm sorry. Educate me. What?
So it's like saran wrap. Like, you put that over the pussy and then you lick it to prevent fluid transfer. So
that's why I eat pussy
for the fluids. Like,
I don't eat no pussy for a plastic bag.
Yeah, like you supposed to like you know like the pound cake being like some saran wrap. Supposed to lick through the pound cake, like lick through the saran wrap to the pound cake. Like,
no, you're an asshole if you do anything like that.
If I met somebody that actually bought dental dam, I would be like, are you like a male prostitute? Do you like just eat a whole bunch of pussies like all day, every day? Like, I would expect to see dental dams at like a play party where they don't want a fluid, bond, which is cool. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's like a condom. Yeah.
But it is safe.
It sure
for sex.
Sure. And yeah, we're here for that. But I feel like you said earlier on, I ain't really fucking nobody who I feel like. And again, I don't have 0 kids by not using condoms or not using protection. I endorse who I endorse in that space, but I'm not eating no pussy with no plastic in my mouth, and vice versa. If you have to suck my dick with a condom on, please refrain from sucking my dick. Like, stay away. Like, I do not want that shit. You got it. We could just do something else. Fuck it, let's play tic-tac-toe or some shit. Cause you not gonna eat this dick with no rubber on. Like, that is crazy to me.
What if it's a flavored condom?
Bitch, what is that? I was finna lie. I fucked with a flavored condom before. It was terrible. Like, it left it was like peppermint flavored. Didn't do nothing for nobody. Made my dick feel weird. Like, it was a bad experience. So therefore, if you gonna eat, bitch, you eat your other meat regular. Fuck is you talking about? Eat this that way. That's just me though.
That is fucking hilarious. Yeah. I'm not mad at it, guys. Just go get tested and be honest with your partners. Like, have those conversations. It's super important. But okay, we kind of talked about a lot of different shit already, like in terms of like, oh, have we had this type of sex? Like, I talked about I've had a one night stand, didn't get pregnant. Facts. If I did get pregnant, I would have had an abortion.
Angel.
Definitely had drunk sex. I've had pregnant sex. I feel like if I had been further along in my pregnancy, I would have been more like, oh no. But then at the same time, maybe not. I don't know. I don't think I was overly like insecure, because here's the thing, my titties get like real big and juicy, and I was cool with that. Like, nice. I'm like, all right, cool. Focus on my titties. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely can understand why he was probably insecure, where he was like, no, the baby just kicked my hand. Like, I've heard motherfuckers say that, like, oh, I'm afraid I'm gonna hurt the baby, woo woo. Like, and she was like, you're not even close. Right. I feel like a lot of women would also give their response as well. So I feel like that was interesting. Because they definitely tried their best to like keep it as realistic as possible. I feel like they wasn't trying to overly dramatize everything. The overly dramatized parts was like, the and even still, you can't even say that it was overly dramatized, because people talk all the time about how like when women get pregnant, they cry over the smallest things, or when they age and they cry, like they get super hormonal type shit. So being on the both the exerting, like women being hormonal, and then the men being on the receiving end of those hormones, I feel like was a very accurate portrayal.
Facts.
And yeah. I don't think it was no elements in this movie that would alienate people, like, at all. I don't think there was much of anything that was I found problematic. Like, oh shit, why did they do it this way? Like, I didn't like, there was literally not one moment where I was like, okay, this is gonna be problematic. They're like, this is gonna be an issue. I didn't get that.
Overall, like you said, I feel like it was a clean cut. Like, I think that outside of, and like you say, it was only the 2 sex scenes, but I feel like even in the one where she was pregnant, like, the, I guess, struggle of what it is, like you say, because the movie ultimately was them trying to make something work that, again, was unexpected. Whole unexpected pregnancy, all this type of shit.
And very silver lining ass movie.
Yeah, and I feel like, though, that's something that unexpected is right now finding out that she's pregnant and damn near is not wanting that shit. And it's like, damn, this is fucked up. And so I feel like in that space, because it was so, I don't even want to say relatable, but it was so common. You know what I'm saying? That, like you said, there was no alienation, or it wasn't a space where it was like, this person may feel, less than or worse off or whatever the case. Because it was like, nah, nigga, these are the facts of the matter. This is what happens. You have this type of sex, you end up like this. Fuck is you talking about? So,
like I said, it very much gives like, oh, this is what you show at like a teenage sex ed class type shit to prevent them from doing stuff. But overall, I think, how do you feel about like the sex scenes? Like, I feel like they were realistic. But they were okay. Like, it wasn't like super graphic or anything. Like, it was just like, oh, we know they having sex. Like, we didn't see there was no exposure at all. You ain't see no nipples. You ain't see no titties at all.
I think we seen his ass like once.
Yeah, we definitely saw his ass at the beginning, like when she tried to wake him up. Yeah. But yeah, I think it was cool. But I definitely think it was realistic. But like I said, I think the whole movie, like when you compare it to other like sex scenes and stuff like that, it was pretty vanilla.
Very much so. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I feel like nobody really, and I don't think that because the movie wasn't about sex.
It wasn't about sex. Yeah. It was the sex that made you know what I'm saying? Like, the sex had to have happened for us to be in this situation, but it wasn't about the sex. It was about the situation.
And that's fucked up though, because it goes into like one of the things that you mentioned earlier in the space where it's like, damn, this little 2-minute, 3-minute, whatever, then changed my life.
Because I'm pretty sure they didn't fuck that long. And they was drunk. They probably fucked for like all of 5 minutes. If that, because he was very excited. If that, like, the average man can get himself out the way in 7 to 10 minutes. 7 to 10. Yeah, men only last 7 to 10. And that's why I like.
I know me. But I had these hands my whole life. I bet 3.
Right, but that's why I said average, right? So when I say average, that means you taking into account people that might be edgers, all of that shit, right? Average 7 to 10 minutes. So when you have a partner involved and you switching positions and you know what I'm saying, like it might be some head, it might be some pussy, you switch, like there's consistent change versus you consistently stimulating yourself in a way that you know it's gonna get you off, right? Now, that's why men last a little longer with a partner, because again, it's not the exact same thing consistently. Right? Now, if a motherfucker is trying to get you, like, if I'm a woman and I'm trying to get my man out the way early, right? Just trying to like, all right, I'm just trying to take you out, like, boom, right?
Damn.
And I know exactly what's gonna take you out. I'm just gonna do that and consistently do it, and then you gonna nut in like 3 minutes.
For sure.
And but yeah, that's. So I'm pretty sure that shit didn't last that long, especially because she was on some drunk shit. He was on some drunk shit. I'm pretty sure they probably did the exact position that we saw them in. That's the position they finished in. They didn't switch shit up. It wasn't given, oh, they super freaky, super kinky. I didn't get that vibe at all. Like, I'm pretty sure they just did that position and he was done and he got over, laid the fuck down, and that was
Went
it.
Sleep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So very much so, like you said, realistic to that degree of, nigga, we just drunk, motherfucker had a good time, and now we wake. That I feel like that after morning.
You know what?
Crazy.
You know what I just thought about?
What?
Remember when he was doing the fucking
dice thing?
move?
He told us
how you do one thing is how you do all things. This nigga had one dance move. He had one stroke that night, G. He had one stroke. He was only fucking her in that position. That's my logic. That's
I feel that.
Yeah, that's my theory.
I definitely could believe that. That makes sense.
Oh man. But this is a good episode. This is a funny episode. So thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Skinner Max with Provocative and Precious.
For sure.
You got anything you want them to know?
Nah, that was pretty much it for me. You know, where to catch me, Precious Guys on IG, Facebook, all that different type of stuff, and be looking out for me here on Skinner Max, man.
Yeah. I'm super excited to be sharing this project with you in particular because people don't even get a chance to really see like how our vibe is. Like,
the verseness.
And we have a lot of like similar interest type shit. So this is an opportunity for us to kind of bring that together for some amazing content.
I appreciate it. Like I said early on, I feel like movies and sex are two of my like favorite, and that shit that you wouldn't know about, I don't really talk about, I enjoy in my own personal time. Thanks. So the fact that we're able to collaborate here in that space, I'm definitely looking forward to all the different movies and shit that we're going to talk about.
Yes. So we definitely got some more stuff coming to y'all. If you are fucking with this episode, please make sure you're providing feedback, leaving comments, all that good shit. And yeah, that's all we got for today's episode. Always keep up with me on All Things Provocative on my Instagram, or you can go to provocative.com or shit. Actually, that was really that. That's it. Provocative or the Instagram. And yeah, that's all I got for y'all.
For sure.
We out.
Peace.